Namaskar, everybody. Good evening. Welcome to our yoga class. As is the usual practice, we go over the basics of yoga. Yoga is different from Western medicine, and it is different in the sense that Western medicine treats the symptoms, whereas yoga, while it is reducing the symptoms, is actually working towards root cause of illness in the body. And yoga primarily works by stress reduction in the body. It can be done with physical exercises, breathing exercises, mantras, and other meditative practices. The most important thing to note about yoga is that the mind does not wander. And the style of yoga that we do is different from one that has been popularized in the West, which is the Hatha Yoga, where the emphasis is on the asanas and the physical postures. And we practice the method of Tantra Yoga, where the focus is on breathing exercises and mantras. But nevertheless, they are all very effective. Yoga is designed to increase the energy of communication in body systems. It stimulates better immune system and body's repair mechanism. It makes you feel better and minor issues get resolved. But the same set of palliative yoga exercises can also have a therapeutic effect. In fact, Dr. Rajan has innovated on a very unique yoga therapy method called measured yoga therapy, where we measure how the nadis on our fingertips are performing. And that gives us a window into how different organs or organ systems in the body are performing, where does the root cause of illness lie. And on the basis of that, we can recommend some very specific targeted exercises that will benefit your particular condition. So if any of you have any condition you want to talk about, please don't ask it on this forum because it is a public forum. But you can email Dr. Rajan directly at narayanan@lifeinyoga.org, or you can email me, and either way is good. Few points to note about today's yoga class. First and foremost, please follow instructions to avoid any adverse reaction. Important instruction, keep your spine straight and take support if needed, but it is very important that your spine is straight. And do your practice gently without strain and do it within your individual capacity. It is not a competition. And there's a limit in duration or count. Please follow it. When you have doubt, avoid the practice or seek clarification. But remember that the liability is entirely yours. Do not multitask or merge two exercises. The slower you do, the better it is for you. The other very important thing is regular discipline practice. So if you miss a day, use the video recordings from our yoga channel on YouTube called Life in Yoga Rajan, where the sessions are broadcast live and it's saved there automatically. Remember that yoga is not just physical exercise, it's a lot more than that, but it's not a religious practice either. People from all religions are welcome. Yoga brings great good health for the mind and the body. It brings inner awareness and a sense of cosmic connection. Welcome you all to our yoga family, and I'll let Dr. Rajan start today's session.
With that, let's begin with 3 ohms as you take a deep breath in.
Rajan, please unmute yourself. And Jyoti ji, please mute yourself.
Now we will go on and begin our chakra vibrations. Is there anybody new today? If you're new, please unmute yourself and say yes. Otherwise, put a note on the chat box.
There are some new people, so it's better to go.
Okay.
New people.
Okay. So for the sake of the new people, the way we do is we have 3 or 4 different components of yoga practices. One is called chakra vibration, which hardly any yoga school works with. This is something that will remove any kind of conflict between what is called the causal body and the subtle body. It goes into the greater spiritual domain. And after we do the chakra vibrations, we get on to the conventional, the asana and pranayama equivalent exercises, some physical motion and some breathing exercises. And finally, we end with some mantras and vibrations. Okay, so we have all these multiple components with us. So let's begin with the chakra vibration. bring your awareness to the perineum. The perineum is the spot in between the anus and the genital area. And as the best way for you to stimulate the perineum is like squeezing your butt. Now, we keep the finger pressed against the little finger, the thumb pressing the little finger as we do the mantra LUM. So take a deep breath in. LUM. Now release the fingers and continue. Last time. Actually, one more time. Now, we bring our awareness 1 inch above the perineum, and that is the place behind where we urinate. And as we gently draw in over there, we do the mantra VAM as we press the ring finger with the thumb. There is one thing for people who are new. If you can identify yourself by simply unmuting for a moment and say, I'm new, then in which case what will happen is I can keep an eye on you to make sure you're doing the things properly. It's your choice.
I'm new.
Yes, very good. But you need to turn on your video also. Okay, otherwise I cannot see you. Okay. So now let's go to the Swadhisthana chakra behind the place where we urinate, and pressing the ring finger with the thumb, we are going to do the mantra VAM. Take a deep breath in. VAM. VAM. Release the finger and continue. Vam. Now bring the awareness behind the navel, in the middle of the body, and as you draw in at the navel, we do the mantra Ram. And here we press the middle finger with the thumb. So take a deep breath in and Ram. 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 Release the hands and continue. Ram. Last time. Ram. Now bring the awareness in between the breasts in the middle of the body. And here we do the sound Yam. And we press the index finger with the thumb. Take a deep breath in. Yam. Yum. 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 Release the hand and continue. Bring the awareness to the throat, which is the bottommost part of the mouth. And there we do the mantra hum. And when we do hum, we keep thumbs up mudra with a loose fist. So take a deep breath in. Hum. 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 Hum.
Hum.
Release the hand and continue. In the middle of the head, and the middle of the head is, to find it, if you take your fingers to the edge of your eyes, from there, if you just keep moving backward till the fingers hit the ear, where it hits the ear, both fingers where they point to, that is the place you want to focus. So in the middle of the head focusing, we do the mantra Cham. So for doing Cham, we again keep the thumbs up mudra. Take a deep breath in. Cham. Release the hands and continue. Bring the awareness to the top of the head, and here we are going to do the sound Om. Again, a thumbs up mudra. Release the hand and continue. Now we can go on to our Ujjayi Pranayama, which we call as happy face breathing. For those who are new, if you don't keep your video on, I cannot see you and see whether you're doing it right or not, okay? And those who have video on, I will see everyone, and if anybody needs correction, I'll point out. One question, Radha Danayak, at any point in time, would you like to lead any part of this session? No, any day, tomorrow, whatever. Unmute yourself. Unmute yourself. Would you like to do the Bhastrika? I don't hear you.
Tomorrow I will do the spine alignment, if that's okay with you.
Okay, fine. No problem.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Bye. Mute yourself. Okay. So now okay. So now let's go on to the happy face breathing Ujjayi Pranayama. Those of you who know, please continue. For those who are new, close your eyes and keep your focus on your throat. The throat is the bottommost part of the mouth. Internally see and feel the hole that is there through which the food and air goes down. Focusing on that hole, make a big smile. As the cheeks stretch out, you can feel a slight stretch in the throat. As you begin to feel the stretch, later on, you don't need to make the big smile. You can still create the stretch in the throat. Feeling the stretch in the throat, inhale and exhale slowly. And as you do that, feel like the air is rubbing along the throat as it is going in and out. And you'll feel like a sucking sensation. This has to be done gently and slowly with mild effort. In yoga, it is said, if you put too much effort, the benefits of yoga go away. So it has to be mild effort. Continue. All of you are doing very well. Okay, let's do the respiratory mantra for 1 minute and then we will go on to the spinal alignment exercise. And Jayashri, you can lead the spinal alignment. Okay. So bring your awareness inside the sternum, right in the middle of the body. From there, feel a line going through the head and out of the head. And along that line, mentally visualize there is a vibration that is rising and leaving the body. And the vibration sounds like Haim Im Am, 3 syllables. Radha, you want to say something? Unmute yourself.
Yes, sir. Pardon me, doctor. I wanted to ask, long time ago, you had told that when the light or the line seems to be crooked, you had given us a tip about holding the fingers.
Yes.
So can you please explain again?
Yes. All you have to do is press the middle finger and your ring finger together if you don't feel it going that way. And
So-
if you have any discomfort even with that, just bring your awareness 1 inch above the head and okay. Haim Im Am, 3 syllables. Haim Im Am. You do this mentally. Continue. I do this every day because we are in the season when people can catch a cold, have a flu, and even the terrible thing with this COVID. For all of this, this is the mantra. And in your daily email that you get, you have a full 2-hour recording of that. That should be used by people who get COVID. If you get a flu or something, use it, and one day you will overcome it. So continue.
How long we have to do, Dr. Rajanji?
1
Every
minute.
day, how long?
1 minute.
No, not now, otherwise, in the house.
If you have a cold, half an hour. If you get a flu, 3 hours. If you have COVID, then for 14 days, 2 hours every day. Okay, bye. Okay, no more interruptions. Let's continue. Now, let's go on to the spinal alignment neck exercise. Okay, any questions, put it in the chat box or wait till the end. Okay, Jayashree, continue.
Take a deep breath in, and when you exhale, tilt your head towards one shoulder. Inhale, come back. Exhale, tilt your head towards the other shoulder, and exhale, come back.
Inhale, come back.
Sorry, inhale, come back. Exhale. Exhale. Inhale and continue. Now, with the last inhalation, as you exhale, turn your head as if looking over one shoulder. Inhale, come back. Now, while exhaling, look over the other shoulder. Inhale, come back. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Continue. Now, as you do the last inhalation, come back to the center. Now, as we inhale, take up your head and look up. Exhale, bring the chin towards the chest. Inhale, look up. Exhale, bring your chin towards the chest and continue. Now, as you exhale and bring the chin down, let's do the 360-degree rotation. Inhale, half a circle, and exhale, continue the other half. Inhale, half a circle. Exhale, continue with the other half and continue. Now, let's do in the opposite direction. Inhale, one half. Exhale, other half. Inhale and exhale. Continue. Now the last one. Now let us begin with the shoulder. Inhale, lift up one shoulder, rotate it and bring it back down.
As you exhale.
As you exhale. Inhale, lift up one shoulder, rotate, exhale and bring it back down. Inhale, exhale. Inhale and exhale. Continue. Now the last one. Once you are done, let's get on to the hand exercises. Stretch your hands out. Make sure that the fingers are wide apart as you inhale. This is the position. And exhale, thumbs in, make a downward facing fist. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Continue. Now last time, inhale, exhale. Now let's rotate round. Now let's rotate round the wrist. Inhale, exhale as you come down. Inhale, exhale. Inhale and exhale. Continue. Now let's do it in the opposite direction. Inhale and exhale. Continue. Now, the last one, the elbows in line with the shoulder. As you inhale, open up the palms and turn the wrist and bring it down as you exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Now, last one. Now we can go in the opposite direction. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale while coming down. Exhale. Continue.
This is good. From here, let me take over, Jayashree. We only have 20 minutes left. Okay. So now interlock your fingers and bring it behind the head. And as you exhale, turn to one side and inhale, come back. Exhale the other way and inhale, come back and continue. Last exhalation and inhale, come back. Get hold of your opposite elbows behind your head or anywhere where you can reach. And as you exhale, pull on one elbow and tilt to one side. Inhale, come back. Exhale, pull the other way, and inhale, come back, and continue. Last exhalation and inhale, come back. Now bring your hands down and take it behind you. Hold your hands behind you and pull back the shoulders as you inhale. And as you exhale, turn to one side. Inhale, come back. Exhale, turn to the other side. And inhale, come back. And continue. Last exhalation. And as you inhale and come back, we'll cross over one leg over the other. And when you do that, the leg that is on the top, which has crossed over, hold it with your interlocked hands, and you not only pull it up, but cross it over. And at the same time, the head moves the other way. In other words, the head is moving the same side as the leg you're holding, but the leg is going one way and the head is going the other way. Inhale, release, and exhale, pull and turn. Inhale, release, exhale, pull and turn, and continue. If you're doing it right, you will not only feel your butt lift up, the side where you're pulling up the leg, but at the same time, you will feel a cross stretch on your back because you're twisting in the opposite direction of the way the leg is moving. Last exhalation, turn and inhale, come back. Now let's cross over the other leg. Get hold of the other knee, and as you exhale, pull and turn. Last exhalation. And as you inhale, relax. Now we'll do the last spinal alignment exercise. As you inhale, we will lift up both the shoulders up, but feel the hip also lifting up. And as you exhale, we rotate and bring it down. Continue. Last inhalation and exhalation. And now we will go on to the alternate nostril breathing, the Anulom Vilom Pranayam. Those of you who know it, please continue. Those of you who are new, I will give you the explanation right now. Bring your right index finger at the base of the thumb and the middle finger just next to it. And then open out the ring finger and little finger are open and the thumb is open. Use the thumb to close the right nostril and exhale through the left nostril. Inhale through the left nostril, and as you exhale, close the left nostril with the ring finger and exhale through the other nostril. Inhale through that nostril, close, exhale through this nostril. Continue this inhalation and exhalation. This is the first step. Once you become comfortable with this, I can take you to the next step of visualization. That makes this practice even more powerful. Now we are ready to go on to the Bhastrika Pranaya, which is the last exercise before we go into meditation. Here, this is for deep breathing, and that's all there is to it. But to make sure we breathe deep, how do we understand it? When we deep inhale, as the lower lung breathes, the belly comes out. As the middle lung breathes, the chest expands sideways. And as the upper lung breathes, the shoulder pulls back and slightly stretches out. And as you exhale, all of them come down. If you want to do it in a very simple way, close your eyes and focus on the three parts of the body: belly coming out, chest expanding, shoulder pulling back, and as you exhale, collapsing. That's good enough. For those of you who like to reinforce it with little more effort, you can keep your hand in your belly to make sure the belly is coming out as you inhale and the shoulder pulls back, chest expanding, shoulder pull back, and as you exhale, the belly goes in. This for people for whom they cannot feel the belly moving out. Once you're comfortable with it, you can go a next level of reinforcement. You can have your elbows by the side of your chest with the palms in a loose fist. And as you inhale, feel the belly come out. And as you continue to inhale and the chest expands, lift up your elbows a little bit. And then as the shoulder pulls back as the upper lung breathes in, pull back the shoulders and open out the palms. And as you exhale, you come down fully. So we are going to do 2 rounds of 20 breaths each. In the first round, I will call the inhale and exhale. And in the second round, I will only count the inhale. You do the exhale on your own. Now, when you inhale, make sure the vitality goes into the head. And as you exhale, feel the exhalation draining out of the head. Okay? So let's go with this visualization. Let's go. 1, inhale. Exhale. 2, exhale. 3, exhale. 4, exhale. 5, exhale. 6, exhale. 7, exhale. 8, exhale. 9, exhale. 10, exhale. 11, exhale. 12, exhale. 30, exhale. 40, exhale. 50, exhale. 60, exhale. 70, exhale. 80, exhale. 90, exhale. And 20, exhale. Bring down your hands and just keep your focus within and feel any sensations you may feel after doing these 20 breaths. If you have any sensations, keep watching it and slowly it will begin dissipating. Now we go on to the next round. And many of you noticed in the first round, exhalation was longer than inhalation. Keep that as a rule, but this time I'm not going to call out the exhalation. So let's go. 1. 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. 10. 11. 12. 13. 14. 15. 16. 17. 18. 19. and 20. Bring down the hands, keep the eyes closed, and observe the sensations within. When the sensations subside, those of you who need to leave after 1 hour can do that. It is 6:29 Eastern Time. For those of you who are carrying on to meditation, please stay. Keep observing the sensations within. Mentally tell yourself, I give up all ideas and concepts and I care about nothing. I let go of everything. And if you have a personal mantra, you can do it. If you don't have a personal mantra, I will try to find one, but I cannot guarantee when it will come. So each day I will try to look to see if anyone, and I will let you know as we are going through. But in the meantime, there'll be Om in the background. And so keep listening to the Om as we continue. Meditation, There are two mudras which are generally helpful for everyone. Keep both palms upward facing and one over the other, and touch the thumb. The other mudra is you have the index finger touching the thumb with the two palms separated. Either way, whatever works for you and you find more relaxing, use it. So you have now Om in the background. Sudha Bachu, your mantra is Im. I am Im. Continue. Become aware of your senses and mentally affirm to yourself, may I be guided to fulfill the purpose for which I am born. And with that as the thought, raise your hands up and bring it 6 inches in front of your eyes and look straight into the palm of your hands. With that, we end the meditation session. And now for a few announcements, introductions, question answers. First announcement is, as we were doing this, Shivaji Dasgupta sent me a message saying having multiple people, leading the session is disruptive. Okay. I don't disagree with him, but what we have to also understand is that I may not be available all the time. So we need people who are trained and who can also lead the session, because the reason for the daily practice is daily de-stressing is what keeps the body in good shape. The nadis are communicating well. So the thing is, this coming Sunday, I will not be available. I'll be driving my mother to Florida for the winter to stay with my sister. And so it's a long 15-hour drive. And so I will not be available on Sunday. So I'm looking to see how we can have the Sunday session be backed up. So that is the reason my sister, I asked her to lead the session. Now I will look at Radha Danayak tomorrow. And whoever can lead well, I will need them as a backup. And then, of course, we always have the recordings of each day's session available. So if that is what is the preferred this thing, the recording can be used on that day. But my goal is to be available every day, except under these, extraneous circumstances. So that's the reason we are doing this. Now, the second thing allied with this is, some of you may know, we are training 18 people at this time for our therapy in various parts of the country. The full training is about 3 years. Now, in the meantime, we have also decided that every 6 months we will begin training a new batch. So if anybody is interested, we will be opening up that enrollment in about 2 weeks' time. And each time our goal is to train no more than 20 people, about 10 to 20 people, around 15 people is the optimal size. More than that to train people is not workable. So, so that is also something as we go along. Next is on on Sunday, we also have a time change, just as a reminder for everyone. Most of you who are in the US, it's not going to affect you. The only people affected will be in the mountain time zone, that is the Phoenix, Arizona area, where the time does not change. So all of us on Sunday will sleep 1 hour extra. And so our yoga session technically begins 1 hour later, but the same time, because time has shifted. But in Arizona, it will begin 1 hour later for them, because they don't change time. They are in the mountain zone. Okay. And then the last announcement is this a reminder that for those of you who are interested in going through the detailed Yoga Sutra, we had completed it in this session. But those of you who missed and are interested in going through the Yoga Sutra, and that is part of one of the components of our training. So if you complete it over there, you'll simply take an exam and you're done. We'll begin on November 17th after the Diwali. Okay. So November 17th, we'll be beginning in the other session that begins 3 hours after the beginning of this session. Okay. So which means for people who are on the East Coast, it is 8:30 in the evening. And it's only a 15-minute time, 15 to 20 minutes every day. We will cover the Yoga Sutra. So you should, those of you who are interested, you should, in your email, you get the West Coast link also for registering. Register for the West Coast. And from November 17th on, you can plan to attend it from like 8:30 to 8:45, 8 for the East Coast time. And so, so now that is about all the announcements that were there. Now, any comments, questions? But first, let's begin with anybody who's new who would like to introduce themselves as to where they are from. And if they have not spoken, any thoughts, comments on what we do? Okay. So, yes, go ahead. Okay, any questions? Otherwise, we'll pick up on the question that I started answering yesterday of Tara Narasimhan about the cycle of all the Indian festivals that we observe.
Yes, Dr. Rajan. You know, what we were, you know, I know Yoga Shastra directs you to a certain kind of a method of which we look at the inside of us and then we know the Atma is in there and we kind of, but when you do these worships and chanting in a Vedic way, traditional way, or in, you know, go to a temple on a regular basis, these are the things that, you know, we want to see that there is a balance, because even when you look at our Upanishads and the Vedic stories, you know, I was reading about Nachiketas. He goes to Yama and then he has that conversation. I believe Patanjali also had referred to it, and then the Yoga Shastras came, right?
Obviously, the Yoga Shastra is a later document after the Vedic hymns. Just in terms of chronology, you see all the things that you see in the Upanishads come from way back, and they were part of the culture of different people in different regions of India. And Vyasa Muni, Vyasa had all of these brought together and compiled. That's how he created the Vedas. Now, Patanjali Muni was a predecessor of Vyasa. So now what we do is all of these were existing, but not as the Vedas as Vyasa compiled, but as disjoint documents among the various cultures, 33 cultures in India at that time. And that is the reason we have 33 agamas and tantras, that is different ways of temple worship. So Vyasa, in his work of unifying all of them, what he did was, the Patanjali Muni kept it at a philosophical level.
Yeah.
Whereas on the other hand, Vyasa realized that people also needed a religion to stick with, because that is what gives basis of a regularity in living, right? Every day that you have to live. So Vyasa essentially gave rise to the what we call as the Vedic culture. Now, interestingly, Vyasa did something that we have to pay particular attention to. He actually combined the 33 cultures, which had 33 separate religions, as to one integrated Sanatan Dharma. And how did he do it? So temple worship existed even before Vyasa compiled the Vedas. However, in the Vedas, you don't find any temple worship manuals. And that is why you will find many of the people who come from the Arya Samaj culture related to mostly from Punjab area that Swami Dayananda Saraswati, propagated. They do everything Havan based. There are no temples. You see, everything is based on that. Now, what Vyasa did was, he did that because if there are 33 different cultures, each have a different way of worshiping and their temples and all of that, how do you bring them all together? Because the final concept of God is beyond all name and forms. And so the thing is basically, that is how Vyasa did that. However, Vyasa did not negate the temple culture. And how did he not negate the temple culture? Essentially, as part of the temple culture is different forms of god forms that are there. And in addition to that, there is also different forms of observances related to each of the god forms, right? So what did he do? In order to show that they are also valid, you can worship that one god in by whatever name or form that attracts your mind. What he did was, these 33 cultures, 33 religions that were there, whatever observances they were having and their name and form, all the observances, he put it in the 18 Mahapuranas and the 18 Upapuranas. And every observance or vratas that people do, they're all in these Puranas. And so by doing this, he kept the Puranas outside the Vedas. And he did not negate what are called the Agamas and the Tantras. There are the 28 Shaiva Agamas and the 3 Vaishnava Agamas and the 2 Tantras. The 2 Tantras are Devi worship oriented, okay? And the 3 Vaishnava Agamas and the 28 Shaiva Agamas, which relate to the Shiva and the Shiva family. That is, namely, the things related to worship of Shiva, Ganesha, of Skanda. So all of these come within that family. So all of these were outside the Vedas, and these are used as part of temple worship. And you will find this form of worships are different in different parts of India. That is why you have 28 Shaiva Agamas. The way the Shaiva Agama is worshipped in the Pashupatinath temple in Kathmandu is quite different from the way it would be worshipped in Chidambaram or Rameshwaram in India, right? So this is how all of that have come together. So in other words, the sum substance of all of this is, why is temple worship important? Because what happens is, all of you have probably heard about the role of crystals, rudrakshas, and all of these, how they are empowering. And you also realize the benefit in your own home when you keep a little altar over there and a specific room for your prayer. What happens is, over the years, the vibration in that room, it feels different. The moment you go into that room, immediately your mind changes. You feel a little different kind of vibration. Now, if you go elsewhere in your home and you try to do the same puja or do meditation, doesn't feel the same. You have to come back to that room and how you feel it. So the same way, what happens is, in a temple, when you do a prana pratishtha of a murti over there, it creates a certain kind of vibration over there. So what happens is, when a temple is maintained with regular puja in that way, it becomes a place that becomes highly charged place. That's why we call it as a holy place. So when you go over there and spend some time, it becomes charged. Now, the charging comes from various different places. By doing the same worship every day, that murti that has been done, prana pratishtha, that builds that. But that same thing is there in a satsanga also. So when we come here on a daily basis, this 200, 300 people we are over here, who come together and we all do practice together, what we are doing is we are integrating our collective consciousness here. Collective consciousness builds more spiritual energy, that connectivity that comes along. So if you go and do your yoga practice on your own, it will not feel as good as doing all of us together, right? So all of this is part of the temple worship and the culture. So the point you make is very valid, Taraji. Go ahead.
Oh, thank you so much. Only thing is, I just wanted to add, in the beginning, before the session starts, people sing bhajans. It's a beautiful vibration we all get into, and we do the few minutes of meditation. I thank everybody who are joining the session on a regular basis. Thank you and namaste.
Thank you very much. Taraji, what I
Can I
did
say
was,
something?
I asked that the Om vibration should be kept before we begin, only because what was happening was, while singing is all good, there were people who were getting into a lot of conversations, and that changes the vibration. So I said, before we begin, we have about 3 minutes of that Om, so that quietens things down.
Excellent. Thank you very
Thank
much.
you all. So see you tomorrow.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Doctor.
Dr. Rajan. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Dr. Rajan, I have a question.
We are out of time, but quick question, go ahead.
Okay. You said you are traveling to Florida. We live in Charlotte. We live close to the highway. It'll be our privilege if you can stop here and take a break or spend a night.
Thank you. I will take it in as an invitation and I will let you know tomorrow after I consult my mother.
No.
Okay, yeah.
Because of mom, you have to.
Yeah, your mom, it'll be a long trip for your mom, and this will break it down.
Thank you. Namaste. I'll respond tomorrow.
Both ways. Thank you.
Dr.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Rajan, I really enjoy your
Bye-bye.
spiritual talk.
Thank you very much, Dr.
Wonderful. Good society.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Rajan. Thank you.
One person.
Question PC was chat box.
Omni है.
My name is Stephen and I cross my life and I suggestion. You can achieve until you become more. बस जवाब दे दिन दो सिटन